What's going on, guys? Welcome to the new YouTube channel that I'm starting here. Pretty much gonna go over just, cars and stuff that I have, things that, we're gonna be doing on the channel. I've got a lot of kind of variety of some vehicles here, kind of suit the needs to everyone between Euro, American, and also JDM. So why don't I give you a tour and let you pretty much see what's there. To start, we have the Subaru right here. Bam, look at this thing. 17 STI, can't go wrong with that. Have an IAG in here, that air oil separator. Don't mind it being dirty, it hasn't been cleaned yet. And then the Cobb intake. It's on a stage 1 plus tune, 91 octane, because of course, we're here in California. Can't show you the rest or the wheels yet. That's for another video, you try and check that out. So, to start, another American car here. This is my neighbor's 71 F250. It's in here because it needs, little tedious work, so it's back on the road so that way they can turn and drive that. But we'll get into that too eventually once, I source the parts and get that stuff going in. The next thing here that we have is one of my E30s. This thing runs, drives, all of that, but unfortunately, it had gotten state refed. So I'm in the process of working on that and getting it all straightened up and everything, but got some Brock B1s. 16x9 plus 15 offset squared, and there's custom flat caps for this thing, but since I'm using the race hardware here, the caps do not fit until I get smaller ones, but I kind of like the look of it now. So this car here, I do have a cage in it, half cage bolted in, my bride seat, the steering wheel obviously be changed out, but and then I'll try and give you a look under the hood here. It was fully rebuilt not too long ago. Fully rebuilt as in not completely rebuilt. It was just resealed and everything put together. So when I picked up this car from my buddy Arda, the motor of this got swapped into this. Had about 50,000 original miles on the M20. And so I was driving that for about 2 years before it started, causing leaks and doing all that stuff old cars typically do. But now she's running and purring pretty. We just have to get it back on the road and get past that state ref. Next vehicle here is my brother's 98 E36. Still stock motor. It does have an M3 rear bumper and front bumper. It's just not on right now because we were working on it. This car will be featured in the videos a lot too because we're trying to get my brother up and going with vehicles and, trying to teach him and get him on the right path of, building cars the right way. Next car, I guess we'll take a gander over this way. It's kind of a walk, sorry. Gotta get back to the garage. Almost there. It's freaking hot out here in SoCal, man. Especially filming this at the time I am. It's pretty bad. So, next vehicle that we do have here is a 57 Chevy Delivery. So it's pretty much like a Nomad where you would see like the windows here, but it is a sedan delivery because it does not have the boxed out windows. Now this originally was my grandfather's car and it's been passed down to the family to me now, and obviously we wanted to be looking nice and pretty, but here's a nice little walk around of the 57 here, and of course bright yellow. I think it does this car justice. It's an eye catcher everywhere you go. It's pretty clean too, inside and out. It was very well taken care of by my grandfather. Little Tweety Bird floor mats and stuff. But GT wheel, it does have a R700 race trans with a shift kit on it. So she's a bit peppy. It does have a 411 posi rear end in it, so it does scoot down the road pretty good. And a 350 small block with some Edelbrock heads. Definitely in time, I do have some race heads that we're gonna be putting on this, and also trying to put a cam in here. And I haven't quite decided yet if we're gonna go fuel injection or leave it carbureted. I think carbureted in old cars is kind of like the best. You get that nice rich smell off of the exhaust. There's that one, and we do have one more, actually two more vehicles that I have to show you. Now one of them is a drift car and another one is not a drift car, but it is a project, and I've had this car for 3 years. Just haven't quite had the time to try and fix it or get it to the point where I want, but this is inevitably going to be the show car once it gets there, once, you know, the budget comes in and we start getting stuff ready to go. But here is my E36 drift car. It is on some M parallels. I do have Silver's Racing coilovers on this. I do have a true rear coilover too that is on this car. The rear end has all been boxed in and like done, taken care of, so I don't have to worry about any of that. Here's the motor. It is an M52 with S52 cams. I do have a bigger throttle body in it also, stock injectors, but I have no evap, anything like that. Everything has been deleted completely off the motor, so it is raw motor. There's a 6-puck unsprung disc in here with a lightened flywheel. So this thing does boogie down the road on top of being slightly gutted. And when I did pull the motor out, I sanded everything down, painted the motor. When it's in the sunlight, you can see this pretty sparkle that comes across here, but obviously we're in the shade right now. The car does run and drive perfectly fine. So I am waiting to get to my buddy's shop so that way we can put a full exhaust on this car. This exhaust right now is stock, except for it still has the cats, but the back piping is completely off. So it's just coming straight out of the cat right now. I'll try and show you the back end here. You know, spent a pretty penny for these. Got to get those out of the sun here soon. But back here, when I was talking about that we did do the rear subframe reinforcement, my buddy Chad at TSK Motorworks turned and built this thing for me. Don't mind the rust, it's just surface rust. I got to pull it out, sand it all down, paint it, make it look all pretty. But these plates were here built and then attached to this. These things do go through with a bolt, so there's a through bolt that goes all the way through the subframe. And I have done a couple of drift events with this thing and I've noticed the rear end tightening up extremely well because of doing this. But finally, last but not least, I have a 90 E30. She's been sitting for a long time. Body is in pretty good shape compared to my other black car that's over there, you know, yonder. But it's been sitting outside, don't mind all this, it'll get cleaned up, everything. But it's a nice, good little starter project. You know, it's gonna get paint, it's gonna get body work, it's gonna get everything, it's gonna get wheels. But so far we did kind of start on the engine bay here. And again, just surface rust, nothing too crazy, but we pulled majority of everything out of here. We're gonna shave and tuck the bay, make it look all nice and pretty, but just give you an overview of everything kind of that's going on. And here's an actual full look at the car here. This one is a 90, my other one is an 88, and yes, it does have plastic bumpers. It was converted. So that's kind of the car list that's going on right now. And those are some of the things that we're gonna be doing here on this channel. So stay tuned, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, all that and above, and thanks for your support.